students. I'm Samaha, an English teacher from SMK Bersiavelda, Gerik Perak. I am here to assist you on your listening task for today. The learning standard for today is 1.1.1. Understand with little or no support the main ideas in simple longer text on a range of familiar topics. 1.1.3. Recognize independently attitudes or opinions in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. Let's move on to the objective for the lesson. At the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to listen to an audio and jot down main ideas or gist to complete 3 listening tasks. Well, what are you waiting for? Get ready with your pens, pencils, and your paper. I know you might think listening task is quite difficult for you to deal with. I have some important tips for you to answer any listening task while you are listening to it. Number 1, get ready and stay focused while listening to the audio. Number 2, take your time to read the questions. Number 3, underline important keywords in the questions. Number 4, jot down the stress words you heard from the audio onto a piece of paper. Number 5, do not try to translate it word by word. Try to understand the information from the audio in context. Meaning to say, just try to find the main idea from the audio. Literally, you are going to do 3 listening tasks from page 102 in your textbook. In this listening task, there are a few words that you should have already learned from Unit 8. The words are satisfaction, which means satisfied feeling. Stress, pressure or tension. Exhaustion, feeling tired. Envy, jealous. Responsibility, having a duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. These words are nouns. Did you know, however, those words can change their form when they function as adjectives in sentences? Let's give this a try. Let's look at task 1. Sometimes we use different adjectives formed from the same noun to describe different things. In the sentences below, write the correct adjectives formed from the same noun to describe the person. In one of sentences, the 2 adjectives are the same. Number 1. Satisfaction. If a woman's job is satisfying, we can say that she is satisfied with her work. Number 2. Stress. If a man's job is stressful, we can say that he is stressed at work. Number 3. Exhaustion. If your job is exhausting, you are probably exhausted when you get home. Number 4. Envy. If someone's job is enviable, other people are envied of it. Number 5. If a woman has a responsible job, she needs to be a very responsible person. How about it? I hope you will eventually understand the rules. There are nouns which can become adjectives according to context. You will find all these words reappear in the listening task later. Alright, now let's start with the listening task. Get ready with your pens, pencils, or a piece of paper.
Unit 8. Listening. Exercise 2. Speaker 1.
I can't believe I missed my big chance. I wish I'd tried harder.
Speaker 2.
What a day. I've got no energy left at all. Thank goodness it's the weekend.
Speaker 3.
I'm determined to work hard and be a success in my chosen career.
Speaker 4.
I'm happy in my job. It's hard work, but it's worth it for the benefits we get.
Speaker 5.
I know I'll do well at the interview because I've got the qualifications and the experience.
Dear students, you can always listen to the audio again and again. So, what do you think about the task? Alright, don't worry. Let us discuss the answers. For speaker 1, the answer is D. Yes, the answer is D. Regretful. From the audio, you could have listened to a few words that have been stressed by the speaker. The speaker said, missed a chance. And then she said, how I wished. And then she also said, tried harder. So this word helps you to understand that this speaker felt regretful. Next, speaker 2. Can you tell me what the answer is? Yes, you are correct. The answer is C. Exhausted. Alright, from the audio, you will find that the speaker said, what a day. And then the speaker continued saying that she got no energy left at all. So it is obvious that she was exhausted. Exhausted means tired. The word no energy should have given you a clue that this person is actually very tired, or in another word, exhausted. Now, what's the answer for speaker 3? The man claimed that he was determined to work hard in his chosen career. So what is it? Yes, brilliant. The answer is A. Alright, what is A? A is ambitious. Ambitious means you have a high hope for what you are going to achieve in the future. Ambition also means that what do you want to be in the future? What do you want to be when you grow up? Speaker 4. Speaker 4 seemed to be happy with her job, wasn't she? Her feeling was quite obvious. Thus, the answer is? Yes, the answer is satisfied. Because she is very satisfied with her job. Speaker 5. The fifth speaker sounds optimistic and know what he can do. He said, I know I would do well. I got the qualification and the experience. So it's very obvious. The answer is? Yes, you got it right. The answer is confident. Alright, now let's continue to a more difficult task. Task 3. You will hear people talking in 7 different situations. For questions 1 to 7, choose the best answer A, B or C. You will find the audio is going to be a bit harder than task 2, but calm down. We are not in any exam yet. Have some fun listening to this variety of English. Don't worry, we will have some discussion after each question.
Exercise 3. 1. You hear a man talking about his situation.
I wish I'd studied harder at school. If I'd passed my exams and gone to university, I'd probably have a well-paid and satisfying job by now. Instead, I'm unemployed and struggling to pay the bills. I hope that things will get better, but I can't say I feel very optimistic. People say that if you're really determined to make changes in your life, you can achieve amazing things. And they say that it's not too late to go back to college and try again, but I'm not so sure. I doubt I'd be any better the second time round, to be honest.
All right. How about it, students? This man seemed unhappy with his education and his life. This is what he said. If I had passed my exam and going to the university, I would probably have a well-paid and satisfying job by now. Instead, I am unemployed and struggling. So you see, there is no hint on answer B and C. It is very clear that the answer is A. You can just put a cross to the wrong answers. Okay, make sure you put cross to the wrong answers because this will help you to focus on the correct answers. Okay, next. Listen to question 2.
2. You hear two people talking about a job interview.
Hey, congratulations! I hear you've got an interview with that law firm.
Thanks, yes. I'm not very confident of getting the job, though.
Why not? You've got all the qualifications, haven't you? It's perfect for you. Are you worried that you won't answer the interviewer's questions well enough?
Well, that's never easy. But I've had plenty of practice and feel quite confident about that. I just get the feeling that they're looking for someone who's been doing the job for several years. I'm fairly new to it, and that's not going to work in my favour.
I'm sure you'll be great in the interview and they'll realise you'll do a fantastic job. Don't worry.
All right. What is the woman worried about? If you had listened to the audio carefully, you would know that answer A is wrong. The woman was pretty sure about her qualification. The answer B is also incorrect because this wasn't the case that she was worried. And yes, definitely, the answer is C. It was because she hasn't got enough experience. Okay, now we move on task 3. Task 3.
3. You hear a woman talking.
I decided to retire from my job last year because I wanted to spend more time with my grandchildren before they grow up. I can't say I was sorry to say goodbye to the people I worked with. They were a rather unpleasant bunch, very secretive and envious of other people's salaries, which was silly really, because it's not as if any of us were earning very much. I was sad to lose the main perk of the job, though, which was free drinks and snacks every day. The cost of food shopping really does add up and takes a good chunk out of my pension. Still, it's worth it to be able to see my grandchildren.
All right. Don't you agree that this is quite challenging? You really need to be familiar with the vocabulary used by the speaker to get this one right. This woman does not miss her colleagues at all because they are secretive and envious. Also, she does not miss her salary. But she is sad losing the perk of her job, which was free drinks and snacks. What is the meaning of perk? Perk means benefit. The benefit of having that job. The benefit that you are given for doing a job. That what perk means. Okay, now let's listen to question 4.
4. You hear two people talking about jobs.
There are 2 jobs here in the paper I'm thinking of applying for. This building company wants a full-time electrician, but if I take that, I'll never be able to finish the work I'm doing on my daughter's house.
Are you thinking of just getting a part-time job then?
Well, maybe yes. There's one here that's 30 hours a week, which would be ideal, but I'm not sure I could live on the amount I'd earn from that. If I took the full-time one, my wages would be much higher.
Well, of course. And the part-time one's miles away, look. You'd take forever to get there and back.
Alright, students. The main clue here is keen. The word keen. Underline the word keen, which also means like. Okay? Something that you like. You really like. So why is this man like the... why is this man isn't keen on the full-time job that he had been offered with? Okay? Do you remember when he said this building company wants a full-time electrician, but if I take that, I'll never be able to finish my work at my daughter's house. That means this man has something ongoing at his daughter's house. Maybe he's doing a job for his daughter. So that's why he isn't really keen towards the full-time job. He is actually looking for a part-time job. But part-time job is not the thing that we are actually looking at. So the answer is A. Okay, now question 5. Listen to question 5.
5. You hear a woman talking.
I love my job. I look after old people in a nursing home. It's true that by the end of each day I can hardly move because I'm so tired, but I don't really mind because I know I'm helping people. My cousin earns twice what I do. She's a top lawyer. But if I had to cope with as much stress as her, I'd probably quit my job after a few weeks. My job's quite fun, really. Sometimes I feel a bit sorry for the old people, but the good thing is we're making their lives as good as we possibly can, so it's a happy place, really.
Alright, question 5. For this question, you have been listening to someone who works at the nursing home for the old folks. Do you know what the old folks? The elderly who lives in a place that is called nursing home, where these elderly normally they didn't have anyone else, so they stay there. So this woman emphasizes how much she loves her job, although it is really tiring. She said it's true that by the end of each day I can hardly move because I was so tired. You see the word tired, is mentioned in the audio, and the answer given A is it's exhausting. Exhausting means tired. If you were to answer B and C, it is they are totally incorrect, because the answer B and C were not actually talking about the woman, but the woman's cousin's job. Okay, let's listen to question 6.
6. You hear a student talking.
I was very disappointed when I finished school, because I didn't do well enough to get into Oxford University, where I'd always hoped to go. Most of my friends are there, so at first I felt like a failure compared to them. However, I chose a course at a well-respected business school instead, so that when I leave, I'll hopefully be equipped to become a top businessman and make a fortune. That should impress the Oxford guys, even if it's not exactly what Mum and Dad had in mind for me. If I start making big profits in a few years, though, I'm sure they won't be complaining.
In question 6, the student doesn't get the chance to further his studies in Oxford University like his other friends. Pity him. However, he gives you the clues that he had chosen a course in other respected business school and wishes to become a top businessman and make a fortune someday. So the phrase make a fortune means to make money. Alright? That means the answer is? Yes, the answer is C. Okay, please mark your answer and put cross to the wrong answer. Okay? Last question, question 7.
7. You hear a woman talking.
I've been working at this advertising agency for over 6 months, but if nothing changes, I won't be staying here much longer. I took the job because I wanted to work my way up into a much more senior position. I'm very ambitious, you see. I'm determined that if I work really, really hard, I can be very successful and maybe even own my own company one day. But here they don't care about helping you to develop your career, and I'll just be stuck in this boring, dead-end office assistant job forever. It's a shame, because it's a fantastic company, but I'm going nowhere. Time to move on.
The answer for question 7 is C. This question is a bit tricky because you need to understand this woman's reasons for her dissatisfaction. Alright, now, what is the antonym for dissatisfied? It is satisfied. What is satisfied? Satisfied means happy with whatever you have. That is satisfied. Dissatisfied means you don't feel happy with what you have now, or maybe somehow in the past. Whatever it is, this woman says that she does not feel happy with the job she has now. She also explains that she is ambitious. Okay, you listen to her complaints that she said she looks forward to get much more senior position, but her working environment does not give her the opportunity for promotion. However, there in the audio, it doesn't state the word opportunity, but the word about not changing. Okay, the working environment does not change. It gives you actually a clue. There is no chance. There is no opportunity of doing something else, something different. Okay, so the answer is C. So that's the end of our lesson. Remember, where there is a will, there is a way. Okay, you can always listen to the listening task again and again and get yourself familiar with all those vocabulary. And bye.